Flippity piss. What up, everyone? Welcome to Mechs on Deck. How y'all doing tonight? How you doing tonight, Chewy?
I'm good, man. It's been a busy 2 days. It's been a busy 2 days.
Yeah.
So, but I'm good, man. I'm good. Kids have been doing all right. Kids are good. I think we're in that, like, the honeymoon period after a break where it's like, we're back. I get to see my friends. Like, this is fun. And like, I thought today was going to be the rough day. But I'm like, no, tomorrow's going to be the rough day.
Dude. Gosh. Yeah, the first couple days back are always like, it's fun because you get to see your friends you haven't seen in a week, but then you start getting antsy near the end of the week.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, I'm ready for the weekend again.
Yeah, shit starts hitting the fan real fast.
Shout outs to Ryu Kuchi for the 9 months while we were on the starting soon screen. Appreciate it, my dude. Yeah. So, whoa.
My phone volume is
Ayo.
quite loud. Sorry about that.
It's all good.
So, but yeah, we got a good topic tonight. We kind of put it off for like 2 weeks because brackets take a long time.
Definitely didn't expect it.
Yeah. So, but we got a couple things we're going to talk about. First, we'll go into a pseudo mail day. I kind of have one like in the back in my closet but I mean, you guys can look at pictures, but I'll start off. What's on my desk? Fucking shocker.
Dude, right?
Right. Squid 60. Camping. It's got, I put the X something whatever Dragon Ball Z lube.
Yeah, the
on all my stabs.
XHT
Ooh.
Dude, it's awesome.
I cannot recommend enough, especially on heavy springs when you can just glob that shit on. Man. So thank you, 3D Keeves and Space Cables, for bringing that to the world,
dude.
Because lit, like, highly recommend. Like, honestly, especially if you're using anything in the 70 and up range, where you can really take advantage of being able to apply a good chunk. Like, it's, I mean, as Lang was saying, it's foolproof.
Yeah, and it's like, and how I was explaining it to. I was talking with Quakeums, Brian from Top Clack, about it because he hadn't used it yet. He hadn't heard of it. I think he'd heard of it, but he hadn't used it quite yet. I was like, man, it's like when you had dielectric grease when everyone was using that, and that was so much thicker and was like coating so much better, so much easier. It's that, but you don't have the downside of it getting all like globbed up and clunked up over time. So we'll see how it lasts. If it's anything like every other Crytox that's way overbuilt for our hobby, then it's going to be perfect for many years to come.
So why did I never notice you were a flippy bar boy? I feel less awkward. I feel less of the awkward stepchild doing that. I support every board, man. Osiris, that's all thanks to Osiris. He was like, try it out. And I was like, it was one of those things where I was like, okay. And I tried it out. I was like, all right, you got it. You got me.
Dude, got to be a flippy boy.
Flippy boy. I mean, for gaming, it's comfortable. Like, it almost makes you wonder why space bars are shaped the way that they are.
Yeah. I feel like the longer your fingers are and the bigger your hands are, the more that flipped spacebar feels better.
Yep. And I mean, you have like tendrils for fingers.
Yeah.
And I've got just like sausage hands. So, and interestingly enough, so like, the whole like trick of like, oh, your middle finger, the average hand, your middle finger is about the same length of your palm. This is how short my fucking fingers are. So here we go. Let's about 3.5 inches. All right. My palm is definitely 4 inches. So my middle finger is half an inch shorter than my palm. So that's something fun. So Kaz Sands asking what headphones you are using.
Oh, I have these are the oh my gosh, Hi-Fi Men Sundara headphones. So
there it is.
My
space bar is wrong. Fight me.
My finger is 4 inches long, and my palm is 4.25 inches
Yeah.
long.
Okay. So yeah, they're there. But fun facts with Chewy, exactly. So I got short fingers. How I was able to play guitar is beyond me. But clip 4.25 inches. There you go. But yeah, so I had that on my desk. I got the T1s, the new Dark Amber T1s in. Solid switch on its own. I did spring swap. It took to the spring swap really. It took to the spring swap really well. I put a halo stem in these. I'm probably going to run these as holy dark ambers. I just think the tactility is it's like a smidge, and it's the pole. I think honestly, it's the lengthened pole. So I really like those. I did try the navies, and they were good. I mean, they're ergo. I was reminded that they were trying to be ergo clears, not holy pandas. So I mean, they're solid. I will find. They sound incredible. The sound of navies are insane, but I think that those just not as tactile. I might throw them in something, maybe like a hot swap. So, hey, Eric. So, and then for those photography buffs, I got the Tamron 17-70, which I will be using on April 3rd, which we'll talk about. So, but I've been really enjoying this lens a lot for the camera buffs. My Singa, it did me well for a long time, and now it got me this, so I'm happy.
There you go. The 19? Is that what you're talking about? Or
The
the
what?
16? Which Singa
No,
lens are you talking about?
the Singa keyboard.
Oh, okay.
The Singa, because I got rid of the Singa and Deep
You
Space.
said Singa. You definitely said Singa,
I
and
didn't
I was
say-
like
yeah.
thinking
Sigma.
Sigma.
Yeah, I was sitting there too. So, but yeah, that's all I have for mail. SA Godspeed.
Ayo.
Hurry the fuck up.
Still waiting.
Still waiting.
Been over a year now, right? Huh?
Yes. 13 months. I mean, I'm still waiting on Terra, but like
True.
Terra hasn't been delivered to other people 6 months ago.
Terra also has told you what's happening with it.
Yes.
Your SA Godspeed, you have really no clue. It's just
so
in
like,
purgatory.
we're putting it in boxes, I promise. I'm like, okay.
Dude, Davis the Great, what up? Mickey
We'll talk about Davis the Great here in a little bit.
What up? Dude, I said I didn't get mail, but I totally did get mail. And I don't know if I can actually 100% talk about the mail. So,
not yet. April
not
3rd.
Yet. We'll give a teaser though. It's in this. It is in this. There's There's some dog hair on it, but
courtesy of Anubis.
It's in this. So there you go. Yeah. Other than that, what is on my desk? Also, big surprise, the board that I rebuilt finally after it needing to be rebuilt for almost a year, coming up on a year.
God, it has been a year, hasn't it?
Dude.
Shit, dude.
My iron, it matches my shirt right now. My
Hell yeah,
Plum
dude.
Iron 165. I rebuilt this. If you didn't have a chance to catch the stream on Saturday, we ran into some issues. I was, at the start of the stream, I was like, "Oh yeah," or before stream, we'll tell the whole story.
The whole story. I got an aggressive message.
So before stream, I didn't have a chance to desolder the board until Saturday morning. So I was like, oh, I'll probably have some switches that I have to like kind of rebuild, because the thing about Zyko, specifically the ones that I made, is they break. They like to explode. Don't think that it's not like a fully Zyko thing. I think it more has to do with the drop pandas, using the drop panda top, especially the very first round of those. I don't know if it's different now, but if you're going to make Zykos, I'd suggest, it looks like people have better success and longevity with the Yak top. So I thought, I was like, oh, I'll have like 4 or 5 get broken. 21 got broken. which is quite a large sum considering I had like 18 break the last time I took caps off the board. So decided to make my glorious pandas the donor of their tops for my Zycos for my iron. So thank you, Glorious, for having tops that work better for my iron for my Zycos.
Honestly, if you're getting Zyko, if you're wanting to make Zycos, and just go get Gloria. The stems work just as well. Like,
Yeah.
and obviously it wouldn't be a Zyko, it'd be like a Zyglor. Or it'd be like a Glow. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever. Same idea. It
But
can,
yeah, it'd be a Zyko, but it would save you a lot, right? You get the stem and the
yeah,
housing.
but
So Glonko.
Glonko, Glorious
Yeah, but
Zycos.
Glorious Zyko. There you go.
There you
So,
go.
but yeah, I think that would honestly be the best way to go at this point. Is get 78 gram Zelio V2s and Glorious Pandas, and then you're only having to get 2 switches.
True.
So
Which is what my thought process was by using the drop Holy Pandas, because I just needed to take and swap the bottom and the spring, and they decided they wanted to explode.
it happens. I've had a few Zycos explode on me before. One on stream where literally just like I hit the key and it just
Dude. And Start Condon asks, how many dollars of broken switches? Honestly, I have no idea, and I don't want to think about that. I said it on stream when they did the initial run of the Glorious Pandas. I think I bought like 200 or like 280. I can't remember exactly how many I
It
bought.
was a lot.
And I have 0 boards with them in it. I don't have a single board with drop Holy Pandas in them. So yeah, I got a bunch of stems now. I might buy some Yoks to put them in there, and then I need to buy some Yoks for to use my glorious panda stems in to make glory, whatever you want to call that. Glorox. There we go.
Glocks.
Just Glocks, dude. Glocks. Yes.
Glocks. I'm gonna put Glocks on my keyboard. What the fuck?
But
It's
yeah,
like, yeah, I got my Glock board Cerakoted.
dude. Hell yeah. But yeah, no, I'm super excited. I love this board now. I was telling Chewy earlier and a couple other people of like this basically makes this board, it's like at its full potential now for me, because it was already really good, but it was really frustrating because the spacebar had issues because fuck Duroc V1 stabs. I don't know about V2s. Haven't tried them yet, but I'm just going to stick with GMK stabs that I have until I run out. And then I'll switch. Or I'll just say, you know what? I'm just going to do clip-ins because I don't like Durocs right now.
I mean, makes sense. I mean, I redid all of mine with DBZ loop. I just went through like Sunday night or last night, I don't remember. And I hit all of them. So I've got like I think these are cherry, but these are the C3 stabs. Interestingly enough, because this is my I usually use that at work. I brought the bumper to work.
Ooh.
That's the only one I didn't put the stab lube on, but I thought that it did a really good job. Like the lube that I had was just like it just worked, but it also I'm pretty sure that one has GMK stabs in it. So I was like I don't really need any help. But the best one by far is the Crown because it's already got so much 205 on it, and then I just dumped even more BDC lube, so it's just like it's amazing.
Dude, it's so thick too.
It's so thick. But it makes everything sound perfect. Like you want if this had been a thing 2 years ago, we wouldn't be having any discussions about what lube to use. It would just be this. 205 would never have been really a thing. I mean, it would have been a thing for switches, but for lube, this to me is the standard for I'm interested to try it with a lighter spring.
Are you using it on the housing and the stem as well?
Oh yeah, I'm using it on fucking everything.
Okay, that's a little bit much. I just used it on
But
the wire.
I also 74 grams at
Mhm.
minimum is able to push it up. So I'm using it on fucking everything. But yeah, I need to test it with like a I might test it with my wife's squid has lilacs in it, and that has lighter springs. So I think maybe those are 74 gram. I don't know. Uh, so what's up, Lux Cables? Um, but yeah, and just a quick shout out. We are sponsored by Omnitype, Canon Keys, and Project Keyboards, as well as partnered with Zap Cables, Type Beast, and Smith and Rune. We'll hear more from them later. We are actually going to be adding couple couple people on there, which we will announce. We'll announce one next week,
Ayo.
because we'll have that person on stream.
Ayo.
And we'll talk about one now. It won't the formal partnership starts on the third. With let's get into the third. We're turning two.
Dude, we're gonna be in the terrible twos.
The terrible twos. It's
Um
gonna get lit in the terrible twos.
Liddy as a titty. Um no, yeah, so on April 3rd, sorry, I'm like I don't know, I like to
Roll your
roll up
sleeves
my
up.
sleeves a little bit, get, you know, get down and dirty because we're about to get into it. After this. This is good
Lang,
stuff
Lang,
first.
take your privileged fucking attitude out of here.
Oh man. Remember when Lang was modded and then
Yeah,
he got
and then,
unmodded in the
5
same
minutes.
like 10 minutes? Because he got modded and then immediately banned someone.
It's because he's too privileged.
But no, on Saturday, April 3rd, we are going to be doing our 2-year anniversary stream. We're going to be doing lots and lots of fun stuff. Like what are we doing, Chewy?
Well,
What are some of the things?
we got a special build from Smith and Rune coming in. Excited for that one. That'll be cool. Let's see. We got another special build from Canon Keys coming in.
Oh shit.
Exactly. We've got guest appearances by the two backup members, the bench, the Mechs
The
on Deck
bench.
bench
The
of
alternates.
Didi and Langlandia.
What do they call them in theater?
The God, what's it called? Don't tell me. I'm not going to look at chat. Understudies.
The understudies. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
The understudies. So excited. I've never not been a bench warmer. Hey, I mean, you're a bench warmer on your own street.
Ew.
To Trav.
True.
So anyway,
True.
but no, we're gonna be playing, probably play some Among Us. We'll be playing maybe some Jackbox. We'll be talking with people. Might have some maybe just. I'd love to. I haven't really reached out to her. I'm sure she'd be down. But it's like anytime we have a big stream, let's have a meal with Apiary.
Yeah, right.
So I haven't talked to her about it. I need to. So it's just going to be fun. We're going to be doing hourly giveaways on top of sub goal giveaways. So it's going to be fun. It's not going to be like a 24-hour thing. It's kind of right in the middle of work for us.
You mean we're not going to do a Ludwig style subathon?
Yeah, we're not going to. I mean, as much as I would love to, get fucking 9,000 subs a day.
Ayo. Yeah,
$2,000
an hour is what he was averaging.
I don't see that happening. So no, it's not going to be. It's just going to be it's going to go start at noon, and we'll probably wrap it. I don't see it going later than 10, but it's just going to be. It'll be Saturday. It's the 3rd. It's a holiday weekend for those who celebrate and acknowledge those holidays. It's just gonna be an all day thing. So, and if you're wondering, when for those, we understand that there are people that are there for the free stuff, and I get it. You tune in every hour, you might get something free. Lots of marbles,
dude. We're gonna be
lots
running
of marbles.
the marbles. We're gonna be running the marbles.
But yeah, we've got lots of stuff. Check out our recent Instagram post. I'll do that, and it shows we've got lots of giveaways, lots of very cool artisans and gift boxes from lots of people. So be sure to check all that out. April 3rd at noon Central Time. That is 10 a.m. and Pacific Party Time.
Dude,
So
we're already starting the exclamation point vote 69 for the map
it's
that doesn't
there.
exist. One
It's
day,
there.
marbles will
I
add
think they should
in
skip it. I think they go 68 to 70
68 to
or
70.
68, 68.5, and then 70.
Or what they should do is like they should cap it at 69 and then just randomly change that map every like hour
Ah,
because
there you
they
go.
keep them the same. In the community maps, they have more than 69. Damn.
So, um, but next week we will announce all of the like prizes, all of the prize. We're sorting out the sub goals we had talked about last night. We do have kind of like the big one, but we have some other ones we want to do. We can't really dye our hair right this second due to work constraints. Maybe we have a delayed. I'm going to try this summer. I am going to try. I'm going to do the bleaching.
Are you really?
Yeah, because like I
You're gonna
feel like
commit, fully
I'm going to
commit?
commit to the bleach and do the full on color. I missed it. And I genuinely felt bad that I was like, my hair's not glowing green right now, and it should have been.
Dude,
So
I told
I'm
you
gonna try it.
I was like full okay with being like, dude, I'll fucking bleach my hair. I don't care.
So just
Um,
go full gray. Maybe I don't know.
dude,
One day it'll
maybe.
just happen.
I've already got a little bit going. You can see it right here. Just a little
I'm
strand.
fortunate enough that blonde hair it'll blend in really well. So
Yeah.
like if I ever do get I've gotten a few gray beard hairs, but they don't like grow in. It'll be like a beard will just. I'll wake up and one day it'll be like that's white.
Dude.
It's like it just
Yes.
dies in the middle of the night. But no, I'm really excited. You guys, I hope it's also we have big channel announcements.
True. True.
We have big.
We're gonna have some changes. Things are gonna be looking a little bit different. I don't think the entire like future and direction of the channel's not changing. We're not like
Yeah, we're not doing any.
yeah,
The
we're not like
content is not changing,
the aesthetic is
but
changing.
the aesthetic.
We're
Which, by the way,
entering
you can get EPBD aesthetic for $79 at a base kit on Canakeys. You can go to canakeys.com/Mechs on deck. Pick up EPBT aesthetic for $79.
hashtag ad.
Hashtag ad.
You're now hot tub ASMR streamers. That would be
Hell yeah, dude.
hilarious
I would do it.
if meetups ever happen and we get like a meetup house. We need to ensure that it has as a hot tub,
Hot
so we
tub.
can do a hot tub stream.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. So, well, we got two topics to talk about tonight. We can go spicy or we can go informative. Chat, what are you thinking?
I think they're
I
gonna
mean,
go
obviously, I know
spicy.
spicy is gonna be like the first one, but spicy is always fun. You know, I get it, I understand it, but maybe informative too. Like, and then
Spicy burn
we
on.
also have we do have some outdoor pictures to go
We
through for
do.
keyboard of the week. Informatively spicy, the spice. Yeah, okay. So, for those who don't watch Avatar, I'm proud of the title. Zuko is someone who is chasing after the Avatar. For those who do know, you'll completely understand what we're talking about. Spicy, is that even a question? Thank you, Artisan Labs. So, GMK, we a few weeks ago we had laying on. We had a spicy stream. Ruffled a few feathers, I am sure. Talking about IP infringement, copying other people, and where that line is drawn. We've talked about it for years at this point now. But now GMK has come out and said that they will not run a set that is based on IP infringement, or not based on IP infringement, but based on any sort of IP without copyright. Now, we've seen stuff like this in the past. Not specific, not only with GMK, because GMK White Wolf was a thing that had to get axed because White Wolf was a set based off of The Witcher. That Omnitype had to stop that from happening due to IP problems. We also, outside of GMK, we've had that with Infinity Blackpink, where
Yeah.
they had lots of IP, and they got literally a cease and desist, I believe. Maybe not quite that much, but they got lots of emails saying if you run this, we will come after you.
I think it was like a threat of a cease and
Yeah,
desist, like
yeah, it
a
was like a pre cease and desist. Like, if you do this, we will start sending these cease and desists,
hey, the
and that
pain train's
changes
coming.
exactly, and that changes the hobby. That's like we don't often see hobby changing things, and guess what? We made a list.
We did. Well, I won't take any credit for it because Chewy sent me this long message earlier today. And I was like, I just literally just replied with a question mark because I was like, what? So, do
So
you
yeah,
want me you want me to go through these? I
we'll go
can.
through. I'll preface this by saying not all of these are 100% IP infringement.
Right.
And also, not all these are not the only sets that have done something in the IP infringement area.
Yeah,
Some of them
it's
are where it's like it's wishy-washy, where like it's probably you could make a couple tweaks. Like we'll start with the first one on the list is hydro.
yeah.
Um Water is not you
Yeah.
can't copyright water, but there are literally Pokemon novelties.
It's not it's like one of those things a lot of these would be very easy to fix in a
Mhm.
sense. So Hydro, Metaverse, Chocolatier, DMG, Mizu, obviously,
That's
Alter,
that's a bad one.
yeah, Alter, Umbra, Yugo, Terra, Rudy, Dual Shot, Hero, Finer Things, Kaiju, Skeletor, Belafonte, Black Lotus, Frostwitch, Deku, Fuyu, White Wolf, Red Dragon, Demon Sword,
Also, Star. I got some other ones on
and
here.
Shoko.
Choco. These are just GMK, by the way.
Yeah.
That is just GMK. That's a massive list. Now, a lot of these, you know, tweaks, right? Let's talk about the main offenders. Let's talk about the ones that are blatantly never going to get run. Metaverse, a huge one, right?
Yeah. I mean, you could
and Krelba came out and said, "We're never running this again."
yeah, you could make changes to it, but it wouldn't be the same set by any means.
Yeah, Metaverse is a big one. Chocolatier is a pretty big one. That's for those who don't. Chocolatier is kind of an older set. But for those who don't know, it's based off of Willy Wonka. Literally, there's golden ticket novelties. That Rama made a cap of a golden ticket. GMK Star that was on there. What? Let's talk about Ren. All right, and I don't. This isn't. I don't want people to think we're not shitting on people for doing these sets.
No, I mean,
Like
Ren's doing
everyone,
Lumen, which is
yeah,
going to have
which is yeah,
proper IP.
proper IP. Like they went through the proper channels to get the copyright. Um, One of the first ones we saw of this was in the way back before days with DSA Scrabble. If you remember that, that was one of the first ones where it's like, let's go through the proper channels. Um, but but with Ren, he's basing these sets on Avatar, and that's why the name came from. Mizu went on. It literally has items from Avatar in it, not just like waves, but literally like uh like the Avatar and the Avatar state is a novelty in that and Terra and Red Dragon, which Red Dragon I believe got renamed just to I guess avoid any issue. But it's we do kind of have this grandfather effect of like if the money's already been submitted, we're not going to axe it. But it does kind of suck because the air nomads have not been released yet.
Yeah, which is arguably going to be the one that's for the people who want the Avatar theming. That one is the banger. That's the big
Yeah,
hitter because that
I mean
is the theme.
that's Aang.
Yeah, it's Aang. That's the main character. Yeah, I. It is interesting. We have all these sets, and obviously a lot of them. Look at sets like Hero where it wanted to do one thing. They were like, yeah, no, that's not going to happen. They fixed it in some sense, and then it happened. Um, Bigger ones that always surprised me, that ended up happening are the ones that like DMG, the fact that they were able to do a round 2 when they did was like surprising to me because Nintendo is not one to fuck around with that stuff. They're
Yeah.
more like, yeah, I mean, they had a freaking tournament that was supposed to be on a game that was released like 20 years ago, and they shut it down because they didn't like the fact that people were going to be able to use the like play the game online through a ROM.
Yeah.
And yeah, GMK Led
Hey, Led
Zeppelin,
Zeppelin.
huge
Forgot
one.
about
Don't
that
know
one.
how that
Yeah.
happened.
That, like I
Uh,
said, there's so many sets. You know, I'm just reading this list and just trying to grab the ones that immediately. Led Zeppelin, I guess I just missed. But yeah, that's there's another
that's
one.
an old one though. So that was like,
Yeah.
but that was sold very small amounts. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's just crazy to think that like we have gone so long with um the ability to basically walk this fine line of IP infringement and what is and what isn't. There's really been no governing body over it. I can't say that I'm upset that GMK is making that claim because I think it's going to be better. It's overall better for the community to have some sort of a guideline here, so it's not just like randomly hitting at a certain time.
So Upa says, is GMK blocked any others? We haven't seen any, but I feel like a lot of people are probably. I think this hit in a situation where people are like, shit, we need to withdraw and
Right.
we need to figure. I am sure, you know, for those who don't know, a lot of sets, a lot of vendors, they're booked through. I won't give the vendor or the set away, but I know from just a friend who ran a set recently that he got the set approved and it was 9 months out. 9 months out. So like I am sure there's a bunch of sets right now where they're either having to go scrap it entirely and move some sets up, which could be good for some people,
Yeah.
or they're going, well, fuck, I got to tweak this. And then we have to kind of re announce this as a different set because yeah, like if you're going to buy something that's based off of like let's take Deku already ran, right? But
Right.
Deku, a blatant IP infringement on My Hero Academia, um or Boku no Hero Academia if we're going to get all original. So GMK Deku ran. If GMK Deku if GMK Deku had gotten blocked, you now have to change that set. Now you can run those exact colors, name it something else, and not because it's kind of like where's the line of inspired by? Because if you're going like I really like Pokemon, so I ran this yellow, black, and red set and called it Electric, like GMK Electric.
Right.
Like technically Nintendo can't come after you. Now, if you did it like the GMK Doge, where it was fucking Pikachu's face on the kid, the caps made Pikachu's face, then yeah, you'd probably get in trouble. But if you just ran 3 colors inspired by Pikachu, but never attested to it being Pikachu other than calling it electric, then yeah, they can't come after you. Um, I mean, maybe they could. Nintendo is pretty ruthless, but that's where it's kind of where's that line drawn now, right? At what point is something a oh it's inspired from, but I'm not infringing on IP because then you open your if that line is super gray, you open your doors up to being like, well, it's those 3 colors remind me of that TV show, so now I'm suing. Like,
Yeah. No, for sure. LX. There goes my plans for Super Bowl, Mickey Mouse, Facebook. Yeah,
damn,
that would have been interesting. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. There's a lot of these sets where you can really change things. I feel like what it does is it kills novelties, right? It
yeah,
doesn't kill an entire set. It kills the novelties. You don't have a chance to basically just use the art from or the art style from that IP and do it. Like you look at a set like Finer Things, for instance, right? Tiffany owns the color that is Tiffany.
Tiffany blue, yeah,
That is a registered trademark of the company. It is a custom private Pantone um, for them. So like as long as you don't do that, like no one else can do Tiffany blue. But I think that trademark may also only be in jewelry. I don't know of how that actually works because I know, like, for colleges, for instance, like the University of Texas owns the color burnt orange, um, but it's only for like schools, like for other like institutions. So you can't use that same Pantone, that same color. But so it'll be interesting to see how things go from now. Are we going to be getting more creative where now the art for the novelties um is not directly from a set? Like it's not like maybe they it can be something that's an offshoot of it, right? Like the Mizu, the koi fish, you know, like yeah, you can say that that's from Avatar, but that's been before Avatar.
Yeah, I
Avatar,
mean
you know,
it's
that's like
fish,
a
right? It's
thing,
fish.
right?
So
So we'll see,
I'm gonna real quick. I'm gonna start a poll. They asked a question. We'll look into it. 5 minutes. You can vote at the top. How many novelties do you use?
dude. Can
Because
I
this is
vote?
a yeah. I mean, you can vote for us. I know you can vote. I will. It will be skewed. I like novelty. Osiris and I do think our keycap preferences are very different. Outside, like we like a lot of the same when it's kind of a basic colorway. But when it's it just goes on based on different colors. I love novelties. I've got fucking 3 just on this one. Like I think camping novelties are some of the best novelties. I use the cafe novelties. I use the peaches novelties. I use the novelty from Nines, the one novelty from Nines, which might be the only novelty you use,
Yeah, dude.
unless you count Hyperfuse, but that's like a text novelty that barely counts. Peaches and cream, cafe, what else? What other boards do I have? Yeah, botanical, absolutely. Like I love novelties. Give me all of them.
Yeah,
Cyrus is not that way.
no, I think I have bought one novelties kit, and it was for a set that I didn't even buy, and that was the salty
Yes.
caps novelty kit from Carbon, and that was awesome. We need more novelty kits like that. I think that was a cool idea that we haven't really done in a while, where it's a bunch of different caps that are the colors for a bunch of different sets, and you can just throw it on there. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, but I feel like there's a lot of people that don't use novelties that do exactly what All Heck said and do artisans. Um, Also because I think a lot of people have a similar mindset to me of like, why am I paying like the value proposition of a novelty kit? Like I'm paying $40 for novelties. That's half a base kit nowadays, you know? I can go get EPPT aesthetic for $75
Yeah.
on canonkeys.com/Mechs on deck. Um,
Hashtag ad.
Hashtag ad. No, like, but for real, especially this day and age, there's so much you can buy that I feel like novelties get left in the dust for a lot of different kits, except for, you know, the ones where IP infringement is there, where people are like, those novelties are sick. I love
I need
Avatar. I
these
love
now. Yeah,
this.
I love Avatar. I love Metaverse. Like this is great. I love yeah. The classy move. Let's shout out GMK camping. Fuck yeah. Well, okay. OG, because I think
Yeah.
round 2 you had to get the novelties extra. I was not happy about that. I didn't get camping 2. I wasn't planning on it anyway. Um, peaches and cream. Those had novelties right in the base kit. Lime is like the biggest offender of putting novelties in the base kit.
Dude, all pretty large base kits.
Yeah. Cafe, and see, this is why I think more sets should do just a minimal. You don't need 35.
Right.
Like I'm not shilling Lang. I'll shit on Lang all day long if but like Cafe did it perfectly, right?
Hmm.
Coffee bean, here's a couple. You get, I think you got 1.25s and 1.5s because like you might need both. You got a 1U all row 4 and that was it. Um yeah, cafe novelties right there. They're the best. And peaches and cream, another good one. It's just a couple peaches, right? A couple peaches, a couple different rows, and you can throw that in. It might increase the base kit, but I like that I don't have to spend, like Osiris says, botanical. I had pump out a lot of money
Dude,
for 3 keys, and then I'm even more money for 1 space bar.
one of the first ones I remember that was like, man, this is expensive. When novelties first started going up a lot was GMK Waves.
Yep.
It was $60. I just looked it up because I was like, I remember that one being one of the first ones where I was like, damn, these are cool, but this is really expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, $60 for novelties when you got a lot of keycaps with it, but when you're talking value proposition of a $120 base kit, spending half of that on, you know, not very many keys, it's like, do I get the novelties or do I get like a numpad, which is like $37? But yeah, lots of new molds. That's the thing is novelties are expensive because of molds. So
Yep.
also shout out to Space Cables for the 9 months. Appreciate it. Just had our little Twitch baby.
Hell yeah, dude.
Just was born today.
Sadly, is it Dicey No Don't? Dicey No Don't 71. SA camping as of right now will not run again. They said it's King of Steve ran it originally, and he said to. I disagree with this wholeheartedly, but he said he wants the people that own SA camping to be the only ones that own SA. I disagree with that like a shit ton, but you know that it is what it is, right? So Artisan Labs, thank you for the tier 1 sub for 2 months.
Appreciate it.
And you're on a two's a streak, buddy.
Ayo. I do want to touch on what GMK said on the retro wave. Because not that we were like personally called out, but I feel like it was a little bit of
Yeah.
we might have aided in the facts. So I'll read it first and then we can talk about it. So this was Andy from GMK. Living Speed Bump, good dude, very nice guy. Great person to have in the community. Nothing against him. None of this has ever been against him. I feel like we need to clear up a few things regarding the set. This is talking about GMK Retro Wave. First and foremost, people need to stop blaming Mito, as he is not the cause of this set being put on hold. It has been rather disheartening and disappointing to see how many people have made incorrect assumptions and placed blame and hardship on others. Secondly, I'm having meetings with all involved parties, and I'm very hopeful that we can get this project back on the books. It may take some cooperation and compromise from all involved, but certainly nothing major that can't be overcome. All parties are open to making this work, so I believe this set will still happen.
WSUH.
Thank you, Disco Crocodile. Appreciate the 1 year. Finally, nobody was in the wrong here, and there's no blame to place. Everyone has been working to make this set a reality, and if folks could withhold judgments or assumptions until this matter is settled, it would work out best for everyone. If anyone has any direct questions, feel free to DM me. Sorry.
Yeah,
I guess.
it
Not sorry. I mean, I'm not really sorry.
Yeah, listen, like it's we discussed multiple times. There are if you let me dial this in. When we talked about it, we made assumptions. Yes, absolutely. I don't think that we made incorrect assumptions based on the information that had been given to us. My issue with this statement is, and I'm not attacking, this is a PR type statement, right? My issue with the statement is they don't clear anything up. They just say we're going to get through this, but they're never going to talk about how they got through it. They're never going to release what happened. All they say, don't blame this person. Well, that doesn't mean he didn't do anything. That means you just don't want the blame on that person. Like to me, like this was just they're trying to spin it, and but I'm like, well, you're never going to give us the actual answers to this. So yeah, I'm going to keep talking about it. I'm going to keep, and until you correct me, I'm free to make assumptions.
Right.
You can ask me to not make assumptions, but I'm sorry, I'm not going to listen to you.
Right.
I am free to make assumptions. This channel, Mechs on Deck, we're free to talk about whatever the hell we want to talk about. And if you're going to be upset with us for making the assumptions, then come to us and make it right. Clear it up.
Yeah.
Tell us exactly what happened. And then we don't have to make assumptions.
The thing too is that like we treat this as like this is a show, right? yes, these are our opinions. These are the things that we think at the time with the information that were presented. But at the end of the day, this is entertainment. People come here because they know we're going to talk about things that happen in the community. We're going to give our opinions on them, right? That's why y'all watch us, right? And we did that. If we didn't talk about what happened, if we didn't have Lang on to talk about it, I feel like we would have been doing a disservice to the channel that we've done, that we've created,
Yeah.
you know? This is our job to make that content, you know? You look at sports, right? The end of this year, after the Packers lost the NFC Championship,
Oh, you gotta.
Aaron Rodgers came out and said that he didn't know whether or not he didn't know his future, he didn't know anyone's future, right? For the next 2 weeks, the entirety of sports talk radio, sports talk shows was talking about Aaron Rodgers is going to get traded. He wants out of Green Bay. He doesn't want to be a Packer anymore. It happens. This is how it is. Not that we are on that level or that we take that angle. We're not like looking to find those news bits and spin them a certain way, create our own narrative, but we're just giving opinions with the things that were presented.
Mhm.
Um, and so that's why we do what we did. Again, it's nothing against GMK. It's nothing against really even Mito. Like we don't know when we said that we don't know exactly what happened. It's one of those things. It's like because we don't have all the information, what we said made sense to us at the time, right? That's what we the conclusion
Yeah.
that was easiest for us to come to.
Yeah.
So
I mean, and this sounds like no one is safe. No one is safe from criticism. We're not safe
right,
from criticism. GMK is not safe. We've criticized. You want to talk about not being safe from criticism? Talk to the key company. So, uh, but even with our sponsors, we're very open. Like, and we're like, hey, we're gonna criticize whatever you send us. There's not like you like don't send us something expecting us to love it. We're going to talk about the things that are wrong with it because that we think that we want to tell you like, hey, I don't like this part. This is something I don't like about this. If you do something as a vendor, like if Upas came out and was like, I'm never releasing another board that offers split backspace. Only 2U backspace from then on. I'd be like, fuck that shit. That is a terrible decision, and you're dumb for making that decision. Is Upas going to do that? No, because
maybe
he
he
knows
likes full backspace.
maybe. And guess what? The criticism train is coming full speed. But we tell our sponsors like we're going to give our honest opinions, and most sponsors I like giving the people what they want though.
True. Free mud pipe,
uh
dude. For real, that's ridiculous.
yeah, that's a come on. I as someone who had to compromise his values for a plate to open up to you backspace, it's not that hard. You still get what you want, so just shut up and stop like trying to be like I don't know. I would take a stand.
Dude,
Like
if you
you get
want,
what you get what you want, and then everybody else gets what they want.
yeah. Well, and if you want to like meme about it and you just put it like do it like the numpad thing. Just throw it in the numpad kit. Like if it was at least available, right?
Yeah.
If I could at least
Let
purchase it or put it in a kit that not very many
fucking
people buy to make
put
that
it
kit
in a
more.
solo kit if you
Yeah,
want, just to piss everybody off. Be like, buy
it's
these
a
two keys.
$20,
It's a
like $10
it's a
for.
mod tilde and a mod pipe key. Boom.
Oh man,
Solved. Please don't do that. But yeah, no, like we're talking head opinions. We
yeah,
have opinions. We like to talk about them. That's something that we kind of talked about with how the show's evolved. We used to be very like, you're into keyboards. A lot of our viewers are already into keyboards. If we talked about how to get into keyboards every single week, we would never have regulars unless someone really liked learning about keyboards over and over and over and over and over. The channel's evolved into talking head opinions, and we like doing it.
yeah,
Where we didn't we knew going into that stream, we knew we were going to piss off some people, and that's fine. We're
yeah.
okay with that.
It's called content.
Yep.
We
I
make
don't lose
that.
sleep over it.
No, no. I mean, like at the end of the day, the companies that have the largest stake are going to make the most watered down, no one's wrong. This is just all water under the bridge. Everything's fine. It's bunnies jumping through the lilies. Everything's good. It's not always that.
Yeah.
Hopefully everyone can see right through that, and I get it. And some people even back then were saying, "Oh, you need to wait before you know the whole situation." It's like,
Then tell me the whole situation. Oh, you're not going to tell
right?
me the whole situation? Time to fucking speculate.
Yeah. It's like that's what we do here, bud.
Yeah. I mean, let's air out the dirty laundry.
My
Let's
girl
talk about
don't
this
want
poll real
me.
quick.
Oh, no black bear, no. Okay.
No, I mean, I like. Trust me, I enjoy a good song by Black Bear. Let's talk. We're kind of backtracking into the novelties thing. We had 4 options, all the novelties, 1 to 2 on every set. Literally never, and only on a few sets. Only on the few sets, winning 11 votes, 48%. I think that's kind of the normal. It's like, oh, it's it. If most of the time they have the Osiris view, if the base kit should sell me on the set alone, right?
Right.
That's honestly, and that's how if once you get 3 or 4 sets and you're starting to buy, you're starting to outbuy your keyboards. That's how you should be buying your key sets. Is okay. Does the base kit, unless it's EPBT aesthetic and it's $79 and
Yeah, dude.
then just buy it. Candykeys.com/Mechs on deck, hashtag ad. But only a few sets. Literally never is quarter of the votes. That makes sense. Like,
Also,
I
our vote.
understand.
Sorry, Chewy.
Yep, there it is. Hey, that's fine. 1 to 2 on every single set. That's kind of where I fall in. That's a little less than a quarter. I think that evens out. If I had voted on there, that would have tied that vote. So, and then all the novelties, the one person voted for that. Respect. You know what you're about. So yeah, I think that kind of just goes to show that like novelties are important, but they're not like critical.
Yeah.
I think you might see a few sets suffer. I talked about this a few weeks ago amongst friends, and it was like, okay, well, what do you do now with IP? Because now it's kind of like you're on thin ice, right? You don't want to make a misstep. And I was like, we're gonna start seeing a lot of food. And guess what? In the last 2 weeks, we've gotten a lot of food sets. You can't
Dude.
infringe on food. It's food, right? Unless it's like a specific dish from, like, you can't go like, oh, GMK Big Mac. Like, no, you're gonna get fucking sued out the ass. But like, you can do GMK hamburger and
Yeah.
you'll be safe. It would. I don't know what kind of fucking colors you would choose, but like,
Yeah,
but
absolutely. Shogun asks, best place to buy aftermarket key sets? Reddit
Reddit. Honestly, though, Discord.
or Discords. Yeah.
Discord often. Here's the secret: Discord often is a little cheaper than Mech Market.
True. True. Especially
So
like you get into like a larger Discord. Say ours is not like the biggest, but it's decent size. You could put a
we're,
want to
we're
buy ad, and then people might message you. So if you're looking for a specific set, interesting thought process too. What's going to happen, especially as vendors like SwitchMod came out and said that these specific sets will never run again. I
yeah,
wonder what
which
will happen to those
the
that
aftermarket
aftermarket.
prices. Yeah, so good on Krelbit. Krelbit came out. He was like, you know what? We're just alter Frostwitch Metaverse never happening again. Don't ask about it. Like, it's done.
Mhm.
That's how you do it, right? Cut it. Just cut off the head. Just go. We realized that the mistakes, or not they weren't mistakes, right? They're retroactive mistakes. But
Yeah,
he was like,
times
we're
have
not doing it
changed.
anymore. Yeah, times have changed, and don't ask. And and Krelbit's a very straightforward person, and so yeah, he's gonna say like, we're not gonna run these again. I'm not gonna go through the effort of getting the IP for these, especially because if you go in and go, hey, I want the IP to run this set for the 3rd time, it's not gonna be a good conversation.
Yeah, it's like, oh, by the way, you know how we ran this like 2 years ago? Oh man, but yeah, I'll
Which
be interested to see what happens. Who's
I think the
who's gonna be
big
the first guy that posts like a metaverse set for like $700-800 on Reddit and then just gets flamed.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And the biggest question to me though, and I kind of put it up a testament to like this entire thing. This is the biggest question. Mizu.
Mizu. Will they be
Mizu
able
is
to
a
change it?
mega popular set. You can do just water, but it's tough. I mean, I honestly think the waves, like you could probably some of the novelties you can keep. I don't know. I know Ren. I'm good. I'm friends with Ren. We're sponsored by Upas, and Ren and Upas are partnered together. But if you guys haven't figured out, Mizu's a very popular set. It's running 3 different profiles now, and it. I think people are kind of expecting GMK, and now it's a little bit of a scramble. Like you have to change the name, you have to get rid of a lot of novelties, or again, you have to go back and go, okay, let's go get this, but now you run there because then that's even more difficult because technically Canon Keys never sold GMK Mizu, but they have run other God, that's the most convoluted, fucked up shit.
Dude,
So Mizu was originally run by Omnitype, formerly Dixie, and then Rensuya partnered with Canon Keys, but Canon Keys has run 2 other Mizu style sets. But Mizu is now, if round 2 is going to happen, it would have to happen on Canon Keys. But if original Mizu would have to happen, it'd have to have IP, and that just that hurts my head.
yeah. Also, what does this mean for the Chinese keycap manufacturers like your Infinikeys, the PBT sets, the Cat and Cam Creative people? Because historically, China's not really giving a fuck about
Yeah, they're like,
IP.
whatever, dude.
They're just like,
Slap
yeah,
it on there.
go for it.
I'm interested to see if Infinity takes a cue. I feel like if we see anything, SA will follow suit very quickly. I think
Yeah, because that's
Signature
US.
Plastics
Yeah,
will they'll follow suit. I wouldn't be surprised if we see something very quick. Yeah, the vendors would get sued, that's where the issue, because it's where's the
right.
money getting sold to. Um, Honestly, I think vendors just need to be like, listen, no more IP on any set. Like, this is the grandfather clause of everything before is okay. But I mean, look at Islander. Islander's one of the most blatant
Dude.
ripoffs of a key set. And Islander, I have a lot of issues with Islander because Islander was 100% a like, let's cash in on the hype of
Oh,
Animal Crossing.
totally.
And Animal
Totally.
Crossing was super hyped because everyone was stuck at home with their Nintendo Switch. So like that's like, I was, whenever I saw bigger companies sell like, masks that with all the custom stuff, like I'm okay with it now because it's more of a thing. But when masks were hard to come by, they were high priced and they were like, oh, you can get your Gucci masks. And I was like, okay, quit trying to profit off of a pandemic. Um but yeah, I'd be interested to see if vendors just go, no, we're just gonna go. It doesn't matter what keycap set, what profile or whatever, it has to be through the proper channels. And people have done it, right? Look at Novel Keys, a big one right now. SA Tatooine.
Hmm.
SA Tatooine literally has a copyright logo on one of the keys.
Dude, Novel Keys has been putting like copyright and trademark on like all other things. Like I don't know if you've noticed, like NK65 now has a little trademark after it.
Yep.
Same thing with the
The
87.
TKL, yeah, the 87.
Yeah, so
And we've seen with why am I going blank on the name? With Cannon Keys, it was the Cannon Keys had that copyrighted set. Why can I not think of the name? Ren did it, and it's like a cartoon.
it's not
Moomin,
done
thank
yet.
you, Moomin.
It's not done yet.
I know, but they were still going through the
Oh,
like they had
okay.
announced like we're gonna do this through copyright.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's coming when it's coming. Exactly, man. It's Moomin when it's Moomin. Um,
Apparently that show's really good. I've heard.
I'll have to check it. I'll have to check it out. But they're going through the proper channels. We've seen other people go through the proper channels. It does kind of bring up some interesting points. There's some sets that in this list, as we kind of wrap this up, like Rudy is that weird awkward line. Um, Finer Things has that kind of where it's a very blurry line. Dual Shot is a blurry line. Kaiju, because that's kind of a multiple. It's
Yeah.
just kind of like
Well,
a
that's like,
thing.
yeah. That you're getting into like someone made like cultural lore,
Yeah,
a
that'd be like,
copyrighted thing. It's like, what? Like it's like, how do
yeah.
you
Black Lotus is one where it's kind of like, but it's a flower. It's not the exact thing. So
dude, what
Gondo,
is that?
thank you for the raid.
Dude, appreciate it, my dude. How have you been?
So another one, Skeletor. I think Skeletor. I don't see Skeletor running very often,
That's an old
but
one, yeah.
that's an old one. But Skeletor can just change their name and be fine because I don't think they're like Skeletor novelties. Um, but yeah, like some of these sets, they just kind of it's just like some tweaks where other sets are like you're done. That's it. Um, so yeah, it'll be interesting to see moving forward in the hobby. It'll be interesting to see how design how the other thing too, which I really like. Everyone, while a lot of us kind of lose the fact that we can't get I can't get GMK All Might now that GMK Deku's out unless I go through the proper channels. Or I can't get the Air Nomads from Avatar. Anything to force designers to be more creative is a good thing. So just like when keycaprenders.com came out, that forced designers to get better.
Yeah.
And I think we got better sets overall because of it. So to me, I'm happy about this because one, that means that vendors don't get sued for literally everything. And two, that's going to force people to get really creative. And I like that.
I think it does. It takes away some of the low effort sets, you know. I feel like um there was a time where really low effort sets were getting put out. Like what was the one that ran on Kono? Oh my gosh, that like the renders for the kit were
Oh
in
shit,
like
man.
four different pictures and it
It was
like
like yellow, black, and
and like
some.
orange
I
or
don't even think it. I think it
yellow.
failed.
I
Did it
don't remember.
fail?
Can't
That was
remember. That was a
rough.
while ago, but yeah,
It
it was
was
really rough.
low effort.
Yeah. So hopefully those get kicked to the curb and we start getting some cooler stuff. People doing a little bit more different things, coming up with some things, maybe being inspired by something and taking it to a completely new place would be really, really cool. And maybe we do see more licensed kits. I think that would also be really cool because you can do more when you have license. There's no longer that gray area,
Yeah,
maybe
you can slap a Pokeball right on that shit.
dude, right? They
They
said
probably
yes
help you
to
make it.
they said yes to the what is it? S Craft, I think is the name of the artisan company that did the
Mhm.
Pokemon caps.
Yeah, they just couldn't like
It could
acknowledge the
happen.
fact that they did the other ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if the company has a chance of making money, it's great. Now, what does that say? That means that copyrighted sets are going to be more expensive, but I mean, money. It's all money, right? It's
Right.
all money.
Like
So,
if it's worth it, then it's worth it.
yep. SA File Bloom, yeah, that was one that I kept thinking about, but I was like, it's not GMK technically. So
Yeah.
this list just has to be GMK. But there are like was the Gengar set just released, so like or
Yeah.
just came out, so that's another one. Mudcap, get out. So, but anyway, kind of moving on from that. Uh, let's talk about 3D cubes. So 3D cubes, you guys don't know Davis. Davis is amazing. We're going to be partnering with Davis and 3D Cubes. We will not be officially sponsored by them. But for those who don't know, who were not, I didn't announce it on our Discord or anything. I announced it or I didn't announce it on our Instagram, but I did announce it on our Discord. Um, the Baka 60 is making its return in a different material. It is going to be polycarbonate. This is something that I had almost made a few squids polycarb, like just for me. And I've been telling Osiris since the original run of the Baka 60. I was like, man, I'd love to have this in polycarb. It's got the brass that Osiris likes, where the brass pokes through, and it looks like, I think it'll look really, really clean. And after running the Squid 60 and kind of finishing up, I was like, yeah, it was tough. It was work, but like I feel like I could do this again. And the Baka 70 is going to take some time because that's I've got the prototype still being made and PCBs have to be made. Where this is like, well, the PCB is going to work because like 10 of them work. Um, I was talking to Blind Assassin and I was like, why don't we just run polycarb? Like the designs are there, like everything is done. Let's just throw it up. And of course, I got I got a very positive response from the Squid 60s, more than I had anticipated. And so, yeah, I was going to run it originally, like kind of how I did the last two. But I knew I wanted to get with a vendor, but I also wanted to be a part of the QC process. I like being able to get my hands, or at least mine and my wife and Eric's. Like, I need someone that I can trust that knows exactly what I like and knows how I QC things. And 3D Keeps is local to us. They're in the Dallas Fort Worth Metroplex. They're a little further away. Um, but yeah, I'm bringing back the Baka for the quick answer. The Squid 60, that was a special name for that board because that had a very specific purpose for that run. And I wanted to do that. But it's a brass plate. It's the Baka 60 with an aluminum weight instead of a brass weight to keep down costs a little bit. But obviously, if you haven't seen, price is going to be pretty much the same because aluminum and polycarbonate are still very expensive.
Yeah.
Shit's expensive. So Metroplex is a good way to say South Oklahoma. But yeah, so I talked with 3D Keebs in the last couple days, and talked with Upos because it was going to run with the ANSI V2, um, and was just kind of like got to get a couple details sorted. I knew I was going to announce it today, and then it just kind of turned out that it was like, oh, it's going to work for 3D Keebs, so we're going to be partnering with them. Mechs on Deck is for a lot of future projects as well, so it'll be a fun time. I think so. That group by April 10th um, at noon. There are 100 spots. It's just going to be open for a couple days. It's got minimum of 40, which I'm pretty sure we'll be able to hit pretty easily. Um, it'll cap at 100. If it hits 100, it'll close. I think kind of like the last one. If you want this board and you're paying attention to when it's going to go, I think you'll be able to get it. I can't guarantee it, but for everyone that really wanted that board, they got it. And then,
Yeah.
of course, the people that then the people wanted it 7 months later when it starts
That's how
showing
it
up.
yeah, that's how it always happens,
Those
right?
people didn't really get it, but now here's your chance. Yes, the Baka 70 is still happening. I thought the Baka 70 is going to be the next one, but here we are. So
Yeah. Excited for you, man.
thank
It's gonna
you.
be fun. I put the link to uh the Reddit post there in chat. So check it out. Polycarb edition, some small changes. Looks cool. I like the aluminum weight. I think
It'll be
that's a good
cool.
idea so it doesn't just destroy the board after like, you're taking it to work, you hit a bump and then the weight just fucking
Rips itself
rips
out.
itself out.
Yeah, and that was one thing. If you put the board on a desk mat with a brass weight in it, if it had a brass weight, like it would be fine. But longevity, I'm talking like 3-4 years down the line. I don't want you to pick your board up and go, why is it so light? And then you look down, the weight's sitting there and it's just been stripped out. So I was like, okay, let's lighten it up because also how this board is designed is it's hanging technically.
Yeah.
Technically, the weight is hanging. Now it's in metal, so it's not going to fucking go anywhere, but the weight is hanging. And let me tell you, the weight's fucking heavy.
It is heavy as shit. Um Fooburger asks any info on plate options that will be offered.
Material is just iron, or not iron,
That'd be sick.
brass. That'd be amazing. It's just going to be brass. The plate files are public though. I'm happy to answer questions. I'll repost and repin those plate files. Um, you can even find like ortholinear plates that have been made for the Baka 60. So I only plan on running. I'm toying with the idea of polycarb, but honestly, I'll probably just run brass. It's simple. That's my vision of the board is brass. But like I said, the plate files are there. The only rule really there is you can get with a group of people and get some PC plates, but you can't run a group buy and profit from making the plates.
Right.
That's the plate files are public. The only thing that I would ever ask you to do is please don't try and profit from these files. So, can you just use a recessed nut and machine screw to hold a brass weight in place? You'd have to change a lot of the design of the board.
Yeah, because it's not it's not just the fact that the screws. It's the fact that it's the little sections of polycarb where it's
Yeah.
resting on. Because like the way that the Baka weight is like it's got like wings on the
Yeah.
side, so that would you'd have to
It
to
would take a
change it
lot
up.
of tweaking, and I'm also like the other thing too. The other big one, I, if you own one of these, when I say it's a fucking chonker,
Dude, it's
this
heavy
thing
as
is
shit.
this thing is heavy. It's 5 pounds and it's small. It's dense. I'm used to wiggling mine around and throwing it around now, but like it's heavy. It will surprise you how heavy it is, and anyone that owns one will tell you it's good thing it's got the handles on the side. I want something of mine to be a little lighter.
Yeah.
Like I want a Baka that I can toss in my backpack. I want, a board I can throw. Like I honestly, a big part of it, owning the bumper was a huge reason I did this. That's not the bumper, by the way. That's just I'm used to having the bumper. Owning the bumper was a huge part. I did this.
Yeah,
So
should be
yeah,
fun. Should be exciting.
excited. Let's get to some keyboard of the week.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me just make sure I haven't messed up the scene real quick. All right, cool. It's good. Let me make sure it's good to go with this. Boom. All right. We are good to go. So yeah, we finally we had
Finally got a
some
few.
pictures for that are eligible for keyboard of the week. So I think we got to pick two here. So do
Yeah.
we
So
each pick two and then the top two
um
win? What do we do here?
how many do we have? We have one. How many that two? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
We've got 5.
So what do we do? What do we do here? Yeah, I think we each pick two and then we do a vote of 4.
Okay.
And you can vote multiple.
This
No, maybe not.
this first one is a hybrid of last month theme and this month's theme. This is Keeb Noob's what is the board called?
It's the boxed Saturn 60.
The boxed Saturn 60 with a little booty action going in there. With EPBT cool kids and a tiny spacebar, a 2U spacebar. So, what do you think about this one, Chewy?
I mean, I watched that build stream and it was hilarious. It's a board. It's a board. It's a picture. I love the cool kids on it, but it's if there was a museum, I think this board belongs in it.
That's the Sag. That's the Sag 60. I
The
like the
Sag
name.
60. I love it.
I like
So-
the glue that's peeking out on the sides.
Oh yeah,
Fantastic craftsmanship there.
the RGB glue,
Ayo.
because the glue was there to enhance the RGs and Bs. So next up, by Jinli Bean, we have a Essay Oblivion. Lots of artisans outside. Lots of big plant. I spy a Monstera plant. By the way, of course, because it's Jinli Bean who made the Monstera desk mats. solid board. I love the added artisans. So that's just cool picture. I like the sun. I like that you can kind of this gives some mad afternoon vibes.
Yeah, yeah, like the plants in there. Didn't know that Ginley Bean still owned a non-ortho board.
I think this is an old picture, but it still counts.
Hey, it still counts. Still counts. But yeah, it looks great. SA Oblivion looks awesome, I must say. I feel like SA really makes a lot of these like more mono sets just look, it makes them pop so much more, I feel like. So yeah, wish we had more SA sets running, but soon, soon.
Soon.
Next up is Langlandia's uh Pink Explosion. We'll say this is a board by Mr. Kool-Aid Papa. Shout out to him. Alice style layout
Oh
with
yeah, flipped space bars, baby.
let's go. Is this Pretty in Pink? Or is Pretty in Pink the novelty set? What is it?
I think I don't know. I don't remember.
I don't know.
I
This
think it's
looks
pretty in
like
pink. Let me
you
just
poured some Pepto Bismol out on top of that rock and then you just wrote some legends on it.
Okay, pretty in pink was just the accent kit. So
Peach
this
Blossom,
is
that's what it
peach
was.
blossom. Okay.
Thank you, Mecha Cheese. I like your name.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, looks good outside. Where Lang's at doesn't have the it's not quite green yet, so
We're still coming back
yeah.
from dead grass, but
the,
there's a little green.
the green is
Well,
rising
it's
through the ashes of winter.
it's yeah, it's like a pine green, you know, the green that survives. But yeah. Um, next up, we have a picture that I'm pretty fond of.
Me too, dude.
It's a squid inside of I have no idea what plant that it looks just like a shit ton of basil. Like honestly, but Squid 60 with GMK Kaiju on it. A great set by Neflock. Love this picture.
Yeah, it
Love this
looks really
picture.
cool.
Love the plants. So
Yeah.
respect.
Shit board though.
Yeah, dude, shitboard. Yeah,
Dude,
why didn't you get the special edition? All right.
dude, right? No, yeah, I think this looks cool. I think it looks really good. Um yeah, I like the like bush or whatever that is that it's sitting in. Um it's a really cool picture. I feel like this picture would do really, really well on Instagram.
Oh yeah.
And I'm sure it probably did. And then
Hell yeah.
last but not least, we have a similar style picture, but a little bit more done up. This is a BSP pastel with con mono arrows. I don't know exactly what the name of the split is, but on some flowers. It's quite pretty.
I love the springtime aesthetic. This would look good in a calendar because that's what we're going for with the calendar.
Dude, it would.
And then Hellbent. This does not appear to be a picture outside, but I will tell you now. Hold on to that picture.
Yeah,
So
it's not outside there, bud. It's gotta
not
be
outside,
outside.
but it's a late edition. It's got to be an outside picture, but save that picture because trust me when I say coming soon. Next week we'll actually what do you want to announce? We can talk about.
Sure,
We'll talk about let's get the votes going.
yeah,
So
we'll get the votes going and then
I'm gonna let you choose first.
I'm gonna
We'll do snake draft.
let's see. I mean, I'm just taking a gander. I'm gonna pick Langs first.
Okay. I'm gonna pick the squid and
Okay.
I'm gonna pick this split with the purple flowers.
All right. Sorry about the cat butts for all you cat lovers there. I'm gonna pick Janelle's. So
Janelle's. All right, so let me get to a new poll real quick. We are picking two, so we're going to allow additional votes with channel points. It'll be let's do 1,000.
yeah, the top
Uh,
two will be winners. Be weeks 3 and 4 winners of keyboard of the week to get in the background, but then have a chance for the gauntlet that will be happening next Tuesday, the 30th.
yup.
We'll be having the
Squid
gauntlet.
60.
where we'll have to decide which one is the most deserving of being on the calendar for 2022 for the Mechs on Deck calendar, which I'm even more excited about, especially with some of the things that we're changing. I think it's gonna look way cooler.
God, I didn't even think about that. Fuck.
So
Hell yeah. What board is this? Is that a KBD 67?
I think so.
Yeah, we're gonna call it a KBD 67.
It might be. It's metal rectangle.
I'll put 65% SA Oblivion. All right, so you got 5 minutes to vote. You can vote with 1,000 channel points, so you can, that you can add additional votes. We're looking for the top two. We'll go into the final for next week. So next month is the 1 year anniversary of Quarantine on Deck. Which, for those who don't know, Quarantine on Deck was probably our that was like one of our favorite things from last year. It was one of the coolest things we got to do. And there's an even later edition. I'm sorry, Hellbent.
It'll be good. We can use that one next
We
week.
can still you can use still that night one in April, but we decided there were some things about Quarantine on Deck that were awesome, and there were some things that we wanted to tweak. And the biggest thing is we wanted to hear more from everybody. It felt very rushed. It was because we had to get 10 people on in 3 hours, and everyone be able to talk. So I sent Eric like in all caps, like, I just came up with a fucking idea. Like, I'm gonna do this. I'll get it all figured out. I'll add you to I'll fill you in once I get everything figured out. So we're doing Artisan April. I will have a picture to post on Instagram. So check our Instagram tomorrow. Um, Artisan April is going to be a huge thing. Every Wednesday. So we typically bring on people every Wednesday, right? Every Wednesday in April, we're going to have at least two. We have 2 to 3. I think the first 2 weeks there are two, and the next 2 weeks there are three artisan makers from the hobby, and people like Prime Caps, Hellbent, Archetype, Sodi Caps, Lividity, people we've had on before, new people that we haven't had a chance to have on. There's going to be raffles. I can't confirm giveaways because I didn't want to be like, you have to give shit away. But if they want to do giveaways, it's going to be a good time. And it's going to be every single week. There's going to be some themed caps. I'm not going to release any themes on it, but a lot of people are working together to kind of create a theme for Artisan April. And with that, Osiris, why don't you tell us the idea you had to throw on top for the calendar?
Totally blanking.
What's the theme for the
Oh,
pictures?
for pictures for next month, it's got to be a board with artisans on it.
The more the merrier.
The more the merrier. And I mean, it's got to still be a keyboard. I don't want just like a picture of your artisan tray. Like,
Yeah, it's got a keyboard. I'm
it's gotta be mounted on a keyboard. It's still keyboard of the week, not artisan tray of the week.
Artisan tray of the week.
So look at this, like this picture that Jinly Bean posted. She's got what, 5 artisans on there, something like that. Show us some of your favorite artisans and how they match the board, the theme. We're talking about what brings an entire aesthetic together. So I'm excited to see what y'all can come up with. Yeah, it should be pretty easy. Hopefully some of y'all got some artisans that you can throw on a board and take some pictures of and post in the KOTW channel in the Discord, so we can start taking a look at them and enjoying them.
Yeah. And you can post at any time.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be during the show.
I'm going to make a formal announcement. This month was a month that kind of learned like I need to make multiple announcements about this, but you can post anytime. As the latest you can post is like basically towards the end of us talking about it. So yeah, feel free, guys. Please post whenever you can start. Honestly, you can start posting now if you wanted to. We'll go back to it.
KOTW channel. What did I say?
KOT. I think you might have said KOTB.
Oh, KOT dubs.
KOTW exclamation or hashtag KOTW. So, but yeah, go check that out. And then while we're still wrapping up this vote, I'd like to give a quick shout out to our awesome sponsors of the channel. OmniType running GMK Norse right now. So be sure to go and check out GMK Norse if you like the Viking aesthetic. It's got one of the coolest Rama caps I have seen in a long time. They also have some other awesome stuff on there, like desk mats and those keycap boxes are great. Switch boxes, keycap boxes. They'll be refilling them as they come in. Next up, Project Keyboards. You can go to mechsondeck.project.link. GMK Astral running right now. Very nice desaturated blue set. I think that's going to be a banger of a set. And another set that I think people are going to be upset they missed out on. Next up, we have got Keys, which if you are interested and you have $79 burning a hole in your pocket, you can pick up EPBT Aesthetic full base kit,
How much?
$79. $79. Hashtag ad. As well as GMK Fuji is running. We've also got PBT Honeywell Bold is still in stock. Group buy for DSA 1930. They've also got these awesome dark amber switches. I highly recommend the dark amber switches. And lots of desk mats, lots of switches. The ANSI V2's up there right now, so be sure to check all of that out. Who are we partnered with?
Yeah, quick shout out to our partners. First up, Zap Cables. Head on over to zapcables.com. Get some of the best cables in the business. Chewy and I personally use Zap Cables So yeah, check them out. Zapcables.com. They got other desk mats. They're longer. If you don't need a very wide, I guess, or high desk mat, not very tall, but you want something super wide, check out ones from Zap Cables. And then Type Beast. Go to typebia.st. Sign up for the newsletter. Also running Mac Madness. Make sure that you are following the Instagram and voting. Shout outs to the Squid for, I think, winning today. And then last but not least, Smith and Rune. Go to smithrune.com. Check out their new merch. They got a new line. They got some new items up there. Check it out. You can get a coffee mug. You can get a cafe coffee mug. Plus, they're also going to have more information about future releases. The Iron 165 SE, maybe again. The 180, maybe again. Maybe a new board. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But I don't really know.
Who knows?
But you want to get tuned into the website. Join their Discord so you know when these things happen.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, got some victories. So it looks like the most votes was the Squid 60 Kaiju. Thank you.
Heyo.
And then the Pink Alice.
So much.
That was, yeah, right. Hey, the people vote. All right. I did not listen here for those. I did not promote the Squid 60 in any way, shape, or form in terms of Mech Madness. There it is.
Ayo.
There it is. I didn't. It won on its own. Well, okay. It won with the help of GMK Cafe. And shout out to Ninja Pirate for the picture. But yeah, we've got our 2 winners. So next week we will get those 4 down to 2 and then down to 1, who will be the March winner. And then last thing, the self-shill April. Keep calendars open April 10th if you want a PC Baka 3D Keybs. We'll have it. What do we have going on tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow night we're going to be joined by Mr. Max F, aka Max F Live. As you may know him, he's a fellow Twitch streamer. He does lots of cool builds, very chill guy, very aesthetically pleasing stream. So if you don't know who he is, come hang out with us, figure out who he is. If you already know who he is, come hang out, ask some questions that maybe you want to ask that you haven't been able to. It should be a good time. So come hang out with us tomorrow at 8 p.m. Central, and it will be a grand old time.
Grand old.
And then Saturday, I will be streaming again, building a Matrix Noah. So I will be building a second Matrix Noah with some holy pandas, ironically from Drop. So I get to finally build a board with Drop holy pandas.
I'm sure they'll be fine as the intended Switch.
Right.
So, but yeah, so guys, go check all that stuff out. How are our Keebser-sized friends doing?
Are they still Keebser-sizing?
Are we still? I know I can see that the stream is up, but how are we? Are we far into it? Yeah, they're still going. You know what? Let's throw it to them.
I'm down.
I'll get it. Oh, yeah, I'll get it set up.
Yeah, so we're gonna be rating Keeb Noob.
Lang, actually.
Oh, sorry, Langlandia.
Yeah, Lang.
Sorry. Langlandia is streaming Keeversize with Keeb Noob. They're exercising while they go through group buys and interest treks. It's hilarious and a lot of fun. And Lang is wearing a pink headband. So you're definitely going to want to look at this. You're definitely going to want to check it out.
Entertainment.
Yeah. So go check them out. Say hi. Say what up.
And as always, buy a Switch tester.
I know.